My question is related to time.
Okay.
And I have an odd relationship with it. Being a 24-year-old male, there's two sides of me. One being that there's such a short period that we have in life, after especially reading The Shortness of Life from Seneca and How to Die from Seneca and Marcus Aurelius Meditations. It like makes me feel like that a lot. And then there's other times where I'm like, okay, I'm still 24 and I still have a lot of time ahead of me. How do I balance that like relationship? And do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
Oh, guys, I'm really happy you're asking this question, because if you can internalize what I'm about to say, you will not believe what it's about to do for you.
You still have time, or so much time. I think it's built around Gary Vaynerchuk quote that I really like.
How old are you?
I'm 27.
You got time. Like, you can go hard for 3 years, do nothing right, wake up, and be young as
But when is it time to panic?
70? 70? Because Colonel Sanders came out with some KFC. It's late. There's some people watching right now that are 25 and they like feel like sad because they're not a millionaire. That's fast.
So I used to always ask myself, and I still do sometimes, how do I balance having so much time ahead of me, having my whole life in front of me, versus not having any time at all? And you know what? I came to a conclusion and a very good answer this year through a lot of books, through a lot of readings, through a lot of Gary Vee in my face saying,
You got time. You got fucking time, baby. You understand?
I love this guy, by the way. He's one of my role models. Anyways, this is what I came up with. Seneca says it's not that we have a short life, it's that we have a short life because we waste a lot of it. And he said this over 2,000 years ago at a time where there weren't much distractions. You know, their distractions were probably like books, alcohol, gambling, things like that. In the world we live in today, we are surrounded by so many distractions, so much pleasure, that's so easy to waste our time. So how I look at it is like this. We do have a lot of time, and when we are able to eliminate all these distractions and pleasures and negativity and all these noise around us, we're actually able to look at the perspective of life, of having so much time, and you have your whole life ahead of you. And Gary Vee is right. You do have your whole life ahead of you to work on your goals, to be patient, and you can still mess up and still do well. Seneca himself was exiled, he got sick, he was forced to waste, I think, 10 to 15 years of his life, and he still came back, made a career out of himself, was a highly respected man in the Senate. So I want to remind all of you that a lot of people in life have went to prison for 20 years, have been forced to be in exile for 10 years, and they still lived a meaningful life. And it was a short lifespan. Our lifespan is 80 years, and we still waste a lot of it. So here's how you balance it. You have to combine the long life that we have ahead of us with the concept of death and our mortality. So when you wake up every day and you remind yourself that you might die tomorrow because it's not guaranteed, what you're doing is actually putting perspective in your head saying that it's not guaranteed. So today is the only thing that I own. This present moment that I am using right now to talk to you guys, this is the only moment I own. I want to live in this moment and make the most out of it. So when I decide to sit down and drink my coffee and to read my book and to journal or to go on a walk, to do whatever that I genuinely enjoy doing, that is something that I'm taking for myself, which is not going to let me have any regrets in the future. However, if you're not able to eliminate these distractions and this noise that I was talking about, then you will feel like you have a short life. You will have a lot of regrets. And this may be the reason why you're staying up till 3, 4 a.m. because you come to your end of your day, you feel like you didn't have enough with your day, you weren't satisfied with it, so you feel like you need to add more pleasure to it to stay up that late and repeat the cycle. It's like insanity. So remember these two concepts. Memento mori, remember that you will die, that's a mortality thing, and combine that with you have your whole life ahead of you to work on yourself. When you combine these two things, it's a good balance of, you know, being able to work on everything you wanted to do and having the patience and mortality that you might die one day. So why waste today?